Virgo, you are represented by the King of Cups and the Six of Pentacles. So there could be a water sign influence. This is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising, male or female, or just the traits of this king. And it could be that you are very interested in getting some kind of support, whether that is emotional or financial. There's some kind of exchange. It may have to do with the role of father or a father figure or somebody acting in your interest. You may be seeking some advice or negotiating something or listening, or you may be playing that role for your partner. So this is a period that focuses on providing some comfort, being protective, taking on some extra responsibility, and being supportive or receiving that support. And so this could be a period where for some of you, there may be a focus on health. Maybe you're getting in contact with a physician, or maybe this is a legal situation that impacts your relationship. So you may be involved in something where you have some intense desires with regard to impressing a person, or perhaps preserving a situation that you feel comfortable in, or you may be trying to defend something, or you may be trying to destroy something. Now, the Six of Pentacles says there are issues of having or not having. Maybe you need some support financially, or maybe you're not getting enough support emotionally. Something is out of balance and you're seeking to restore that. You may be, trying to get support from a benefactor, or you may be, being benevolent towards someone. And there are issues where you may feel a question as to whether something is fair, whether you're getting what is due you. You may feel, connected to somebody who is in control and they're controlling the money. And maybe you feel like you're getting money, but it's with a string attached to it, or you're an indentured servant, or you're not getting attention. Maybe somebody's giving someone else attention. So you are looking at getting support and having some kind of exchange with another person that's focused on getting what you deserve. And maybe this is, sharing your wealth with your partner. Maybe it's sharing support and knowledge and advice. Maybe it's, negotiating something. Or it could be, trying to help someone. So you're looking at opportunities and you trying to get the attention of someone who can advance your interests. And so this is a period where you should be looking at all opportunities. Now, romantically, you may feel as if you've been operating by yourself, whether you're with someone or not. You may have an exchange with your partner that says you need to be close, you need greater intimacy, you need more support, or you're willing to offer that to the other person. It could also be that you're involved in a situation where somebody is emotionally unstable. This may be, you may feel like you're being manipulated, or you may be dealing with someone who has some kind of addiction or issue that they need to deal with. Maybe you're dealing with somebody who is only looking out for themselves, or who is toying with emotions for personal gain. So this can be somebody who may be parasitic or self-indulgent, or, maybe, again, some kind of con artist that you're dealing with. And it could be that in some cases there's been a withdrawal of some kind of support. Maybe you even lost something as a result of being involved with this person, because something could have been unfair. Maybe they refused to share, or you were involved in something that was unfair. One of you was selfish. There's some inequity between you. Could have been that you've suffered a loss through some waste, or not getting what was due, or there's a lack of recognition. So you may also be involved with someone where, they feel as if you're backbiting, that they've offered you this support and you're turning on them, or vice versa. So hopefully you have this intense desire to put things in order. You may have a greater sense of purpose. Maybe you need to focus on health, or your partner does. Or perhaps you need to attend to a legal situation, and maybe that's going to be resolved in your favor. For others of you, this is simply an exchange where you're seeking that recognition from your partner, and maybe you're being more conscientious about your relationship, your physical self, how you handle your daily affairs. So for some of you, you're going to seek support because you've been dealing with some kind of stressful situation due to your problems. Again, it could be, that either you or your partner is now having to deal with the consequences of some financial neglect or irresponsibility or immaturity. And, you may feel like you're stuck in a situation. You wish something was different. This is a time for you to be careful of your judgment, because any errors could complicate your situation further. So it could be that somebody's very determined to do something, and that creates some friction within the relationship. Now, this may be related to control issues, somebody wanting to be free of control. Now, you may be dealing with a situation where, there's some domineering or aggressive behavior. Maybe somebody's being excessively demanding. Maybe there are a lot of demands for money or attention. It could be that there's something is out of balance, that one of you is putting forth more effort and taking more responsibility for the relationship than the other one. Maybe one of you is working to balance the scales and the other person wants to be free. Or it could just be that you're trying to gain control over your feelings. You're trying to have self-mastery about something. It could be that, you are trying to balance between your work and professional life, or the demands that are being made on you. And perhaps you need to be freer. Maybe you're too rigid in your approach to the relationship. Maybe you need to break out of the routine. Or maybe if you're under, confining circumstances where things are not fair, you need to let go and move on from a situation. Now, the romance is characterized by the 6 of Swords and the 7 of Cups. So there's been some kind of confusion, and perhaps you're trying to create some beneficial changes. Maybe you're hoping to travel, or maybe you're hoping to revisit some issues so that you can go over them. But this is you wanting to move past unhealthy, toxic attachment situations and move on. And it maybe there's just some wishful thinking going on. Maybe you're not taking the action necessary. Maybe you don't know how to take the action. So there's some confusion, some anxiety that may even be causing some depression. Or there's an inability to see a situation clearly. Now, it could be that, maybe there have been multiple options, that you and your partner have abused the relationship. Maybe there's been some unfaithfulness. This is about getting your priorities in order to make some beneficial changes. So if there's a need to restore balance financially or health-wise or within your relationship, this is about looking at what is most important and working down that list. And you may be surprised if you get better organized in your life. If you have a new sense of purpose, you may create the changes you seek, and you may have more time to spend with your partner. Again, some of you may be traveling. But for others of you, you're looking at something and it's giving you pause. Maybe you had a misperception about something, or you've been overwhelmed by your emotions and unable to rationally approach the connection you have with another person. It could be that you really need to think seriously about getting involved or re-involved with people, habits, or situations that continuously disappoint you. There's something that has recently been done or said that is making, either of you question the validity or the integrity of those choices or decisions. So there's some confusion about perhaps how to move on. And maybe this is tied to your belief system, your beliefs about relationships, about love, maybe, your beliefs about philosophy, life philosophy, spirituality. Now, for some of you, you are creating beneficial changes through your faith, or you have the belief that you can move forward. And maybe this is because you share a deep spiritual connection with your partner. But for some of you, you may be moving on. There's some confusion because one of you may be more focused on spiritual growth and being in a relationship. Or maybe the relationship was just about evolving spiritually. Maybe there's just a lesson in the relationship and that's it. But this is faith in opening yourself up to giving and receiving love. So again, if there's been an inequity in the scales, this is about being open-hearted and generous. And in some of those cases, you may need to move on and love yourself. And in other cases, you need to open up and bring more love into your life. Now, why is this occurring?